Let me see, Amy's here. We are going to connect this with these two new guests. Remember one day I said, maybe we are going to have a surprise, and one day, two young ladies are going to share with us their experience about the vocation, what I mean to be consecrated. Remember the word, consecrated. And yesterday, we saw what it means to be faithful, to feel the call of God. Today, we have the opportunity to have Jessica and Susana, although they don't wear veil, are becoming, in the process to become a sister, you know? They are going to share their experience with us. And meanwhile, you can ask questions, okay? Remember what I said yesterday. Who knows, if, although few of you are not Catholic, few of you, maybe you can feel the call of God. And maybe you don't know why. One day Maraki says, sister, I don't know, but meanwhile I was busy one thing. I felt like somebody was calling me. I look around and nobody was there. Right, Maraki? Okay, we would like to see your faces, Ethan, Maraki, because Jessica and Susana has to see your faces in the same way that you can see them, okay? Very good, Maraki. Amy, your face. Stephanie, your face. Aiden, your face. Because they are not going to talk with the wall, okay? They are going to share their experience, but meanwhile, you have questions, ask them. They are going to open to ask questions. They are going to be with us in our religion time, okay? We have plenty time. Okay, let me see. Somebody has a break question? Ask question? Nobody ask question? Okay, Susana or Jessica, can you start sharing your vocation, please? How do you feel the call of God in your life? What age? What are you doing? How is your life? Your experience, please.
Okay, so I don't know where to start from because the scheme is kind of, well, none of you guys know me, right? So I'll start from my name and my age and where I'm from. So my name is Jessica. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Madera, California. And I don't know, my parents are Mexican and I'm from a family of 5, right? So my experience. It started, I think, as like a young person, always asking yourself, no, like, what's not just what, so the end, I think for all of us is always, how can I be happy in my life? No, like, what's the meaning of life? And at the end of my, like, I, as a young, as a kid, I always wanted to be happy, no? And that connected to my faith was always like, okay, God is all good. God is all loving. God wants me to be happy, no? So it was always like, what does God want from me? And what is, like, from there on, like, how can I, how can I be happy and how can I do what he wants? You know, if he's love, he'll help me, you know? So I think it always started from that point. My family is Catholic, and so I would always go to church with them, and I would always, I would pray with my mom and things like that. But I think when I was young, it would, like, I would pray, but it wasn't until I got older that I started taking my faith seriously. It wasn't until I started to learn about my faith and learn about, like, catechism and confirmation, and it wasn't until, like, a lot longer that I started taking that, like, that question more seriously. Like, what does God want from me, no? And so as I got older, I started getting more involved in my school, in high school, and then I got involved in my parish, and that's where I met Sister Monica about, like, what was it, 5 years ago? I have pictures. If you want to do screen sharing, I'll share pictures of what Sister Monica was like. So yeah, and then I met her, and her along with another sister, they really helped me ask me the big questions, like what do you want of your life? How do you want to share it? Because at the end of the day, our life is to be shared, and it's to help others. And how can I do it the best possible way? Because God gives us all gifts, and we have to give those gifts to others, and that's where we are most fulfilled in our life, is when we give the best of ourselves to others. And in asking me these questions and asking myself these questions, I realized, man, I'm most happy when I teach. I'm most happy when I'm in prayer. I'm most happy when I'm helping the most needy, or I'm most happy when I'm with the sisters, And it's true, when I met the sisters, if you ever meet the sisters, if you ever talk to them outside of the context of school, you get to know them, and you're like, man, this is it's like a family, And when I started with that process after, that's when I think I asked myself, man, maybe God wants me here, in a religious family. And that's where the process started. And now I'm here, checking hey, is this life for me? Am I happy? Is this what I want? And is this what God's calling me? And is this what he's going to want? Is this how, is this what it is? And thankfully, yes, I'm very happy here. And I'm in the process to becoming a religious sister right now. So yeah.
Okay, Susana, do you want to share with us, please?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I'm Susanna. I'm from Madera, California as well. And my parents are actually Mexican as well. We have parallel lives. We met a long time ago. Well, not so long ago, but anyways. I guess my experience with God, I guess, starts, I grew up Catholic as well, but I feel like I don't start my faith process until I'm in high school. And it's due to a retreat that I live in the parish. After living that retreat, I feel this great love from God towards me, towards my family, because prior we had family issues, and I really saw God's love in my family, in me, and that kind of led me to that question that Jessica had just said as well. What is it that you want from me? What do you call me to do? And in this process, I found myself looking into careers. First of all, because I was in high school, I was already a junior, a senior in high school, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, with my life as well, career-wise. And I saw that I worked well with children, and so I looked into teaching. And then after that, I started studying. But then I remember when I was in the youth group at church, I remember they talked to us about vocation. And they told us that we all have a purpose, we all have a mission in this world. And one of those missions, one of those possibilities could be being a religious sister. And I had never planted that question in me, am I called to be a religious sister? I don't know, no. So then I decided, I remember Sister Monica gave a talk to us, and it was then that I approached her. I was like, well, I'm thinking about it, sister, but I don't know where to start. What do I have to do? And she was like, well, come to the discernment groups, because we had discernment groups where the sisters would have meetings with young girls, and we would go over the faith or prayer and stuff like that. And that really helped a lot, because there came a moment where we did the mission to it with Haiti, and as Sister Monica invited me, would you like to be a volunteer? And in that, I was so shocked that she had asked me, And I was like, well, I don't know. I have to think about it because to me, it was like an open door to something new. I had not seen myself doing, honestly, you know? But I did, I prayed about it. I found myself cleaning my room, finding a note that said, don't be afraid. If it's your calling, the Spirit will guide you, the Holy Spirit will guide you, and the Holy Spirit is the one who calls. And in that note that I found randomly, I was like, I think this is a yes, an open door to go in. And from there, we went to Haiti, and it was a beautiful experience because I really got to see what God, just how much love there is in all of his people and all of the children there, and how authentically happy these children are with very little, you know. And that was something big for me. I was there for 3 weeks, and towards the end of those 3 weeks, that same question came back to my heart. No, what do you call me to do? Is this my calling? And so in that moment, I remember Sister Monica asked me again, you know, like, so what do you say? Do you wanna join? And I was like, if I'm not gonna know if I don't try, if I don't take that first step to at least getting to know what it means to be a religious sister. You know? And yes, let's do this. And we're here. But I think the major thing here is, you know, taking a risk in that question. You know, there's there could be fear, but like unless you take that risk, you're not gonna know. And that's where my starts, and it's continuing, and we're learning. We're discerning. But I'm very happy, and I'm very grateful that I took this. Like, I don't regret it. I don't regret anything that has come.
Sixth graders, you have questions? Come on. I know that few of you have. See, Aria, can you turn on the light because it's better to see your face, please? It is perfect. Good. Okay. Ask your question.
What did you do when you had doubt about your calling?
Come on, Jessica and Susana. Thank you, Aria. I like your question. Come on.
Okay, so what do I do? For me, okay, prayer is very essential. I think a lot of time in prayer, and I think it's very helpful also to have somebody who knows and who knows you, and who's also very sensitive, and I don't know if sensitive is the right word. Somebody who will know you and can kind of also help you and guide you, you know? So prayer, have somebody like that you can trust, you know? Usually somebody older than you, because even I go to somebody older than me, a teacher, your parents. Yeah, I think when a lot of doubt comes, the people who know you the best will always help you, because they know, like, you trust that they'll give you good advice and they'll help you during those difficult times. And prayer with Jesus, always be very, like, even though you think he's not listening, he always is. And I think persistence in prayer is also very key during doubtful moments. So yeah.
Susana, for you?
For me, it would be prayer as well. And in that prayer and in letting yourself be, how do you say, acompañada?
Yeah.
Accompanied
Yeah, be to somebody.
In that,
Somebody.
being very, very free and expressing all that you are going through. Right. And writing, yes, writing. Jessica had just said right now, writing in your journal is the, the best thing you can do when you are in like crisis mode or doubting mode. And trust in that prayer and in that person. But really being sincere with yourself and being sincere with the person who is accompanying you.
Okay, thank you, Adrian. More questions? I know that you want to ask more questions. Amy, what are you thinking about? Come on, Amy.
To be honest, I'm still ruminating what to ask, so I'm not quite sure what to ask yet.
Come on. Thank you, Amy. Come on, Jessica, Susana. Did you hear the question? Amy, can you repeat?
Sorry, do it again. Sorry.
Okay, Amy, can you repeat again, please?
I am not. I'm still ruminating what should I ask, so I'm not ready to tell the question.
I'm not ready to ask. Okay, Maraki.
I understood that. Okay.
Maraki. Michaela, come on.
I don't have any questions.
Who has question? Ethan, do you have a question?
Not really.
Okay, come on. Something maybe you are curious to ask her, you know, maybe Susana, maybe Jessica. Remember, sister, what happened? And I say, oh, thank you, Noah. Your question.
Like in the like I said, Sister Monica taught like the class. I think I heard Susanna say she taught a class about she thought about like what you're like, how do you get happy in life, and then did she like come as a visitor or like was she a teacher in the school?
She came to talk to the youth group, and she was a visitor. Yes, she was a visitor. Because I didn't know her as a teacher. That's something like that I discovered. No, I discovered that she was a teacher and a religious sister. I was like, whoa, what? That's possible. No, but she was a visitor. She came to give a talk about vocation. She was very nice.
Oh, thank you.
She was very nice.
I think that a sixth grader don't think in the same way. Yes, Noah, right?
Your students are Islamic.
Yes, Jessica, your experience.
I don't know. There's usually a lot of questions of like, have you ever had a boyfriend? Where do you live? What is it like studying? What is it like to be a nun? Or are you even a nun? Because here we're consecrated life, no? So we're not really nuns, we're religious sisters. There's a difference. There's a difference. I don't know, any of those questions?
Okay, come on. Now it's time to ask. After don't say, sister, I didn't have the opportunity. Thank you now for your question. Come. Oh, Alicia, wonderful. May I see your face and speak louder, please? Thank you, Alicia. Come on, go ahead.
What was your life before you became a nun?
Okay. Susana, Jessica, Susana. Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you, Alicia. So my life was a bit busy because I was actually a college student. Well, I still am, but I'm studying other things. But I was actually a college student, and I was part of the parish, the youth group. I was a secretary, and I was also part of the, what you call it, the consejo, what do you call it? How do you say that in English?
What?
Like part of the team where a board member. I was a board member, and so on the weekends, like I would get together with that youth group, and we like plan out different talks for the youth. We plan out events. I was studying to become a third grade teacher. So I was doing that at Fresno State, and that was like a full-time student. What else? That was pretty much it for that time period, and then I decided to come.
Okay, Jessica.
Okay, I was studying at Fresno State. I had a job. I had 2 jobs because I was a secretary for like a gardening service. And then I was also a tutor for Avid during like an Avid program. So I was going from one to another, and then I was also helping out at youth groups. So I was doing a lot of things back to back. And I had my schedule so that I was like, okay, I get home, I can eat in 20 minutes, I can study in 45, I can do this, I have this class. And at weekends, I have to study, like, go to mass and things like that. So it was a very busy life. But yeah, that was my life before.
Okay, more questions?
Oh, that's true. I was studying, so I started off in college wanting like with a minor in psychology. And then I switched to liberal studies with a minor in mathematics. So I did like this huge switch because I like to teach math, but then psychology is very interesting. You know, the human mind is also really cool. So yeah.
Okay, Amy, good. Be close to the microphone, please.
Okay. Was there a certain acquaintance that increased the fondness of children?
Okay, go ahead.
For me, it was actually being a babysitter. That kind of like attracted me more to like working with children. But like it was kind of like in that there was also kind of that how do you say confianza? I'm forgetting English. That confidence of these parents, you know, that they would have in me, that also like kind of boosted my encouragement, know that they trust me with their children, and if they're able to trust me with their children, then I think that I'm able to become a teacher. And patience, a lot of patience.
Peace is greatest, patience. Thank you, Susana. Okay, Jessica.
For me, okay, so children, as like little children, I was always scared of, okay, but it's because I have an older sister, and my little sisters, it's like, I don't know, I just never knew how to like treat little kids or teach them, you know, because they're so little. Like, I don't know if you guys have little like second graders in class and things like that. So like that's, or like in family, that's hard for me. So I've always liked people my age or teenagers when I got older. And then when I was a tutor to middle school. And I really like teaching middle schoolers and high schoolers. And I really like that atmosphere. But then when I got here, they put me with all the preschoolers. So here, when I got to Spain, I learned how to like work with kids and how to teach kids, because it's not the same thing trying to teach, you know, a kindergartner as a high schooler, because you know they're more developed, they're less developed, but they're like little sponges. They learn so fast. So I learned how to, I don't know, I learned how to teach and how to be with younger kids here, and my love for you know the older kids and trying to teach the older kids is from, you know, the past. So, yeah. Now I'm comfortable with teaching any age, I guess. Yeah.
Very good. More questions? Michaela, Hayden, Maraki, Bernice, Ethan, Annika, Isabella, Stephanie, Milo, don't turn off the camera. Okay, Ethan, good. Come on.
Did you like being a babysitter?
Whoop. Come on, Susana.
I sometimes did and sometimes didn't, because there was this one time, this little girl was 4 years old, and she started crying because I took a toy away from her because she wasn't behaving well, and so she gave a tantrum, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what do I do? You know, kind of like that moment. But in those moments, kind of like, oh man, like maybe not, maybe I shouldn't babysit. But then, you know, after time, you're this isn't bad. It's a learning experience. But at the end of the day, well, I enjoy it.
Okay, more questions?
Have you guys ever babysat?
More questions. Thank you, Ethan. More questions? Because it's almost time to go. Come on. Maraki, Hayden, Bernice, Annika, Michaela, Isabella, Stephanie, Milo. Okay, the rest has some more questions. Don't you, Aria, Amy, Noah, you have more questions, you can ask them, okay? Don't be afraid. Come on, Noah, you are thinking in something. I see in your face. Really? No questions? No questions? Okay, maybe we are going to have the opportunity, maybe not, yes, we are going to have the opportunity to see them in person. Maybe? Okay, those who are going to come in person, you are going to have the opportunity to see them. And they are going to share also their time with us. Meanwhile, you have questions, remember what Sister Monica said, write down in your notebook, in your journal, and be ready for that day. Okay, see, nothing is impossible. Susana, Jessica, this class, almost only 2 students are Catholic, the rest are not Catholic, but I say, who knows if God is calling them in one moment in their lives. That means God, we are in God's hands. 6th graders, see you on Monday in person, okay? See you on Monday. Don't forget your stuff of Monday and enjoy your weekend. Bye, 6th graders. Those who were with me already at 8 o'clock, you met already with Jessica and Susana. Now they are going to be in the same camera because it's better for the sound, okay? They are going to share their experience with us. Remember that we were working in religion. God can call us in one certain time of our life, and we don't know why. And we have to be ready, and we don't have to be afraid. Because if we doubt, maybe we lost one opportunity. They are going to share with us their experience, their vocation. Susana and Jessica and Susana, they are going to share their vocation, that how they felt the call of God. And in the same time, you can ask questions. Meanwhile, you can ask questions. Arcadias, Olivia, and other students asked questions before, but you can repeat, okay? Arcadias, Olivia, you can ask most questions. If you feel that maybe you feel curious, you know, you want to know something, okay? Iris, Hannah, ask, okay? I would like to know this. One condition, has to be mature questions, no silly questions, okay? Amelia, you are going to be also in this meeting, okay? Susana, Jessica, Amelia, Anna Klein is the mom computer, is a new student in 4th grade. She is sharing with us this time, but on Monday is going to be in person with us. He's a new student, okay? But Amelia, welcome to ask questions too, okay? Don't be afraid, okay? Well, we are going to start with the sharing their experience about vocations. I would like to see all faces. Ryan, Leo. In the moment that you want to ask questions, or raise your, you know already the rules. Raise your hand or mark at the corner of your screen the hand up, okay? Write down notes because maybe it's going to be for your religion class and also for second step, okay? Ready for graders? Ready? Everybody ready? Okay, thank you, Samantha. Oh, Susana, thank you. Okay, Jessica, Susana, can you be a little bit more closer, although it's COVID? Okay.
We're the same family unit.
Yeah, you are in the same camera. Can you share your vocation, please? How is your life? Like, became in the process to become a sister? What do you feel? What age? How is your life? Where do you live? What you are doing? You know, things that maybe you were thinking before you were starting thinking about to become a sister.
Yeah, go for sister. Well, my sister said I'm Susanna. And a little bit of background, I was born and raised in Madera, California. My parents are Mexican and I have an older sister, so I'm the smallest one in the family. And I guess my vocation story starts, well, first and foremost, growing up Catholic. I remember as a child, like going to church, going to mass with my parents, going to catechism, and seeing how like hard it was to remember all the prayers and stuff like that. But in the end, I did my first communion. I guess my experience starts more as I get older. When I'm in high school, I start to learn more about the faith. I live retreats at the parish, and then I start to actually participate at the youth groups that they have at our parish, with working with the high school students. And in between that time, also discovering that that I want to become a teacher. You know, I see that I work well with children. That my parents' friends trust me. I'm babysitting the children that they have, and that really, you know, made a little impact in deciding to become a teacher and stuff like that. And so I get to college and I start with the teaching career, and I really enjoy it. But there comes a moment where, you know, with all this being in the faith and stuff, I ask myself, well, what does God call me to do? Because He calls each and every one of us to a mission, no? And for me, it was that curiosity, like, what is it that you want from me? They talk to me about vocation, and I see that religious life, religious sister, is a possibility, you know? And so I guess in that I meet Sister Monica and at the parish, and she gives the youth group that I'm with a talk about vocation, and I guess it was more of God kind of guiding me to those people, to her, to open that door of what it means to become a religious sister. And so I ask her for help, and surely enough, she helps me. She invites me to these discernment groups that they have back in the parish. You know, we have meetings with young girls, and Sister Monica talks to us and does activities with us. And in that, I get invited to go to the mission in Haiti. That back in that time, the sisters had a school there with them. And after that experience, it's a whole new world. It's seeing God's love in each and every one of those children and families that are there, that the sisters work with there. And that's what kind of
that re-guides me to that question. Is this what you call me to do? Like, is a religious sister in the atmosphere of helping and being a teacher at the same time? Like, is that what you call me to do? And in that question is my response, no? Like, and it's taking the risk to try it, to look into it, to kind of like when you enter a pool and at the beginning it's kind of like cold, but then you go deeper in and you start swimming and you start discovering it becomes easier, no? That's kind of like the image that comes to my head when I decide to say, you know what, yes, let's do this. If it's your will, God, then it'll be done. And you know, so yeah, I don't want to make it too loud, but yeah.
Okay, Jessica, come on, your time.
Okay, my name is Jessica. I am 22 years old, and I'm also from Madera, California. And I'm from a family of 5, where we're all, a family of 6, and we're all girls, and I'm the second one. I'm the second one of all girls. So second oldest. And yeah, it's because not that I don't know where to start my vocation story, but it's hard. You guys are 4th graders, right? So when I was in 4th grade, I was an altar server in my parish. You guys know what an altar server is? Yeah, some of them. So there's this person, usually just in white, sometimes a kid, helping the priest prepare mass, and he brings he helps them during the mass ceremony, no? So when I was in 4th grade, I was an altar server, and from there, when I was like really little, I learned to pray, and I learned to, I guess, day by day, going to mass, doing my prayers. I would ask myself, like, God, how can I be better? How can I love my brothers and sisters better? Because we all know it's really hard sometimes, right? To love our brothers and sisters. We all know it's a struggle. So as a little kid, I always thought of Jesus also as like my best friend, you know, somebody who I could go to and ask, like, hey, what do you want me to do today? No, like, hey, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? So not your clown. That was like as a little kid, no? So growing up, then later on, as a kid, no? Then you grow up and you try to be cool and you try to like do your own thing. But in that growth, as I started growing up, you know, the question of what does God want for me started to become very serious. Like, okay, I know God wants me to be happy, and I know God loves me, no? So always going back to that, like, God loves me, he wants me to be happy. I started like asking my questions, like, okay, what's the best way to live my life as a happy Catholic, you know, like as a happy person? Where can I give the people around me my everything, and where can I give God my everything, no? And during that process, I was about 15 already, no? And that's where I met Sister Monica and the other sisters, and I'm pretty sure you guys know Sister Angeles, the principal. I get to know a lot of sisters. And during that time, I was just like, it clicked. It was because I knew a lot of married couples. I know my parents. I know a lot of happy marriages. But I knew very few sisters, no? So there was a moment where it was just like, well, why don't I become a sister? Like, is God calling me to become a sister, religious sister, no? So as I went growing in my relationship with God, going to meetings, meeting the sisters, asking myself the question over and over again, like, where am I most happy? You know? It was in that, I guess, quest, like in that search, that I found my answer. I found my answer that that God wants me to serve his people, to love. And then he, you know, he's not gonna ask me to do something that I don't like or that I hate. He's gonna use my qualities, my best qualities, so that way I can serve and love others, no? And for me, I've always liked, I like teaching. I like that little spark in the people. Like when you help someone, don't you feel so great when you help someone and you help them discover things? For me, like that's like a passion, no? Especially like when I helped like with math and things like that. So in discovering the things that I liked and that I like to help people, I would ask, I don't know, I asked also Sister Monica, like, how can I become a sister? How can I help? How can I give my all, my life, you know? And so thanks be to God, now I'm here in Spain after a lot of prayer, after a lot of discernment, after a lot of things. Now I'm here in Spain and I'm taking classes and I'm learning more about the sisters and I'm learning more of what it's like to live as a sister. And every day asking myself, how can I be better? How can I love God more? How can I love others more? So for me, that was a journey. Yeah.
Okay, fourth graders, you have questions? Come on, don't be afraid. Okay, Aiden, good for you. Come on, your question, please. Clear, slowly, and louder. Come on. Aiden?
Which part do you, what country do you live in Spain?
Thank you, Aiden. Come on.
We live in Madrid, Spain. So that the capital, I believe it is.
Yeah. I live in the capital. We live actually, okay, so Spain is in Europe and it's actually like if you cross, right now we're in California, you cross all the way across California, you find New York. And then you cross the ocean and right when you cross the ocean is a little country called Spain. And right in the center of Spain is Madrid. And we are actually only like 10 minutes walking from Sister Monica's house.
Wow. My family house.
Her family house, yes. Because Sister Monica was born and raised here, right, Sister Monica?
Yeah, they know already.
So we live very close.
And
we live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Thank you, Aiden. More questions? Okay, Arcadia's good. Come on.
You like real bread?
Can you repeat because your sound is not good, Arcadia's?
Do you like Real Madrid?
Do you like?
We live 10 minutes away from the stadium, actually.
Yeah.
I like them, but I'm not like a super fan of them. Like I like them at like the average level.
At the normal level?
At the normal level.
I'm sorry, I'm not a football fan. Yeah, there's people who say that they want to come visit us just to see like the stadium. And there's people who are like, no, I can't visit you. I have to go to Barcelona first. So there's, yeah. But I like football, but I'm not a fan of it.
But we have sisters who are like super fans of this Real Madrid, and it's so funny to see them when they're watching the game because they're like, oh God. It's super fun seeing them.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
He's,
and then it's.
He's asking because he knows that I like Real Madrid, right, Arcadia? And I have my t-shirt from Real Madrid.
I like Barcelona.
Oh, that's Barcelona. This is the problem.
Rivals. I see rivals. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Arcadias. More questions. I saw Samantha here. Samantha?
How many floors does your convent have?
How many sisters are you asking for? Can you repeat? Okay, can you write on the chat, please? While Samantha is writing, please, another question.
How many floors? I understood. I heard something.
Okay, Olivia, Hannah, Iris, more questions. Lauren, Ali, Serena. KJ. How many floors does your convent have?
Okay, yeah, I thought I understood that too. I was like, wait. Okay, so our convent is very special because it's not stuck to a school. So our convent, because it's more like a gathering house. So other teachers and students come to this house, and they have talks, they sleep, they have to eat here. So our convent is a little special because it's more of like, I wouldn't say like a hotel because it's not a hotel, but it has rooms for each people so they can stay here, so they have a place to live and a place to eat while they have like meetings and things like that to work on. So our first floor is the one we're at right now, and it's a huge hall room. I don't know if you want to see it. Well, it's not huge; it's normal. A hall room, and then we have the dining room, and then we have the first room where it's all the despachos.
The office floor.
Where they have all the offices, where the people work, where the sisters work, because since it's kind of like, I guess, the headquarters of all the schools here, like that the sisters have in Madrid. So all the offices, and then we have the chapel there too. And then so in the second and third floor, no wait, that would be all the rooms. We have the rooms, and we have a little living room, and then we also have another chapel and for us, a little auditorium. And then that's it. And then at the top of everything is where we hang our clothes, and we have our toilet paper on all of our essentials.
Our storage.
So yeah.
So in total, there's 0, first, second, and third floor. So in total, 4 floors.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Samantha. Other questions? Come on. Ramona, do you have any questions?
So we got a private question. So are we going to be sisters or teachers? You guys could also send them like this. Eh?
Okay. Yeah. Raise your hand if you want to become a teacher.
Teachers or sisters. So the question is, are we going to be sisters or teachers? So actually, when I was barely getting into my faith, I didn't know that you could be a sister and a teacher. That was like a huge discovery for me, because I didn't go to a Catholic school. I didn't know any teachers that were like also sisters. So when I was like, I don't know if I want to be a religious sister or if I want to be a teacher. And then somebody looked at me and was like, you can be both, like they don't contradict each other. So we are looking to be both religious sisters and teachers. So what does it mean to be a religious sister? It means that we take vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. It means that we will live together. So like Sister Monica lives in a community with 2 other sisters. So it means that we're gonna live in a community together. And it means that we're gonna have a mission. So as a consecrated person, our mission, specifically ours, is to be teachers, no? And for other religious sisters, sometimes it means you can be a doctor. Sometimes it means a nurse. Sometimes it means you could help the elderly. Sometimes it means, there's a lot of missions. You could help the youth. You could help the homeless. So you could be both religious sisters and a teacher. And that's what we want to do. We want to be both religious teachers and sisters. Okay.
Lauren, I saw your hand. Do you want to ask something?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I actually forgot.
Okay, don't be afraid.
Do you like being at the convent?
I do.
I love it.
It's really fun because when we have dinner and lunch at the table, it's like the moment where we we get to like talk, and there's sisters who like tell jokes, and it's really like fun to be around with. I don't know, there's a lot of moments of sharing it at the dinner table. And then I like it as well because we watch movies on the weekends. We watch movies. What else do we do?
We basically do anything a family would do, because that's really what we are. We're like this huge family that loves to share what happened in our day, why we're mad, why we're upset, because religious sisters get upset sometimes.
They know. They know.
They know you.
Right,
Yeah.
Olivia? Right, Jay?
Yes. So because of that, it's very fun to live with sisters who like share how their day is going, share what their relationships, share what their struggle is. You know, I find it's really great. It's like living in a big family.
Yeah.
And in our, I think you guys, there's some people who were here and others that weren't. In our community, we're 10 sisters. 10. So it's 3 of them are over 80, 2 of them are 70, and then there's 3 that are in their 50s, and then there's there's 2 that are in their 50s. No, 3?
3.
I think I'm counting this wrong. Okay, there's Susana and I that are in our 20s, and there's one sister, that she's in her 40s. So there's a mix of like, there's a mix of a family here. Some of them could be our grandmas, others could be our mothers, and we're like their children.
Or our aunts.
Yeah, our aunts. So there's like a really great mix that makes it's always an interesting day. It's like today it's snowing, and we're saying that we have to do a snowball fight soon. The other day we watched a movie, so it's always fun. It's always a lot of fun.
Okay, I see Ali's hand. Please, good, Ali. Can you speak louder?
When do you usually wake up?
Oh, at what time you wake up?
After this, we have to answer somebody's question, okay? So, what time do we wake up?
So from Monday till Friday on like school days, we wake up at 6:30. But then on the weekend.
So yeah, on the weekend we wake up at, Saturday we wake up at 7:30, and then Sunday we wake up at 7:45. And then on the 3rd Sunday of every month, we wake up at any time.
Anytime we want.
Before what?
Before, we have to be in the chat before.
Oh, before the rosary.
Before the rosary, yeah. But
Yes.
then mass is like at 10. So usually we're up before, like, we're up by 10.
Okay, yeah, because they are thinking, oh, maybe at 1 o'clock. No. We have a specific schedule. This is the reason I want to clarify this. Okay, Gus, Ali, Serena, I see your hand. Oh.
Wait, before that, we have
When
a
do
question.
you sleep?
Pardon me, Serena?
When do you sleep? When do you sleep?
When do you sleep? When you go to the bed?
Here we sleep at 10:30.
10:30.
10:30. We sleep a little late-ish, but like usually I'm like knocked out by like 11:15. So yeah, we also have a question here online by our friend Olivia. Hold on. If you guys are going to be if you're going to be a teacher, are you going to have an extra year? Wait, have you ever gone to a vacation with other sisters? Where did you go? Oh yeah, those are fun. Okay, yeah.
And after Olivia, I saw Ryan's hand, okay? First of all, answer Olivia and after Ryan. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to do, I don't know. Do you want to go?
I don't know how to answer.
Okay, so as religious sisters, we have to study. Okay, first we have, I don't want to say study. Well, yeah, I guess kind of study like how the religious sisters live and like live with them. So there's that kind of studying where we like study their life, I guess, and we live their life. And there's years like after that, we have to go into studying. I guess you do it simultaneously, no? Study to be a teacher. but there's not like extra years. I guess there is 3 years or 4 years at most where you study to be a teacher, and you don't study at all. Like, I mean, you study to be a religious sister, and you don't study at all anything else. But while you're also studying this, you're also studying to become a teacher. It's very confusing, but the years overlap, right? So while I'm studying to be a teacher, while I'm living with the sisters, I'm also at the same time trying to become a teacher. So it's simultaneous. So there's not an extra year, but it is a little bit longer, no? And vacations, you can talk about vacations. Field trips, we all love field trips.
We've gone on a lot of field trips with the youth. Like we go and visit other schools here in Spain, and with that comes visiting new cities, and it's another way to like get to know other sisters, because we don't. Well, at least for me, like the first year I was here, I didn't know like any of them, and like through those field trips, we got to know more, and you start to see different personalities, and they're all like so different, but at the same time like so fun to be around with. And then this past summer we actually went to Santiago, which is a very famous place,
the top left of Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we got to go to the beach and visit like the city around there. Mm-hmm. And it was fun
with other sisters. We got into the water and it was super cold. We take a lot of walks with our sisters too. Like we go around and we see the cities. There's a lot of field trips. So yeah, the last one that we went to, because of COVID and because of how the things are right now, the last one we went to was to Santiago in the summer with our mask and social distance. But yeah.
Okay, right, Ryan, your question?
What time is it where you live right now in Spain?
It's 8. No, it's 9.
6:19.
Thank you. 6:19.
And 9 hours of difference. This is the reason we try to find out a time that they can be with us and we can be with them.
Mm-hmm. We also have another question here. How often do you use electronics?
Okay.
We use electronics every day.
Moderately.
Yeah, moderately, because since we also have to study, obviously, I mean, I can study with music, but sometimes it helps to just be in silence, because a lot of the things that we read are like, sometimes they're Bible verses, sometimes they help us. There's things that, you should just read in silence. And so in those moments, maybe we don't have our electronics. But other than that, we usually use them. I mean, I still use Google Maps to get around Spain, because we don't know how to get around Spain. So, but yeah, I think just in the moments of like studying and in prayer time, we don't use electronics usually. But even then, sometimes in prayer time, like if you have like a meditation you want to listen to before you have prayers, well, there we're using electronics to kind of get you into that, like, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends, but yeah, we're not on 24/7. That's true.
Okay, I see Arcadia's hand up. Yes, Arcadia's.
This doesn't really have to do with anything, but I also want to do 2 jobs at the same time. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you for your comments. Having 2 jobs, it's hard, eh? It's hard. 2 jobs. I wouldn't say that a religious is a job. I think it's the same way as your parents are both parents and they work. Well, here I'm both a religious and I work at a school, or that's my mission, no? So it's a little bit like that. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Miguel, Lorraine, Amelia, Ramona, Asena. You don't have questions, Asena? Iris, Elizabeth. Yeah,
I'm the one that asked how often do you use electronics?
Okay. Es de electronic. Okay. Thank you, Asena. More questions. Iris, you don't have questions?
I'm the one who asked, are you going to be sisters or teachers?
Hannah, you don't have questions? Oh, PJ, good. Come on, go ahead, PJ.
Do you have arguments with other sisters sometimes?
Like the arguments I had with PJ, right, PJ?
Sometimes we do. But like with miscellaneous things, like sometimes like I don't put stuff at the right place, and there's a sister that tells me that doesn't go there, it goes here, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very like miscellaneous.
Okay, Jessica and Susanna, how do you feel when you receive, this, in this moment? How do you feel? What do you think about this? Good for you? Is not good for you?
How do I feel in this moment? In this moment, I feel really good with my vocation, I think there's always ups and downs, because it's always a constant like search. But in this moment, I feel very happy with the decision that I've made. And I don't know, it's a happiness that goes beyond. It's like a very deep happiness. It's a joy it's gonna last, and that brings peace. So I'm happy.
For me, wow. I to be honest, I feel in this moment of still searching, still discerning, but I can say that I am content at this moment with what I'm experiencing with the sisters here. And I'm excited I feel open to continue in that search.
Lorraine, do you have questions?
Oh, there was another question.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was there someone else?
No, I think it's the same one.
Okay. Aiden asks, have you ever played video games? And I have. I'm really bad at them because I feel like to play video games well, you have to be very dedicated. And as a kid, when video games, like I used to play Super Mario's with my cousins when I was like really, really young, like really. And I never got the hang of it, or like Mario Kart and things like that. And I just couldn't, I was very slow. And so like I play video games, but I'm just not good at them. I'm not.
I've only really played on my Nintendo DS. And with that, I played Mario Kart, and not to brag, but I was pretty good at it. But they're really fun. I enjoy playing video games. Like when I play, or the Wii, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bad.
Or Just Dance.
They play Roblox.
Huh?
They play Roblox. Yeah, you are going to learn about this.
We play Roblox. I play on my Xbox. I play on my computer.
Okay, more questions? Come on, more questions. Ramona, do you have questions? Hannah, Elizabeth, Dio? Or those who want to repeat questions is fine. Okay, Elizabeth, go ahead.
What do you normally eat for dinner and stuff?
Good question.
So since we live in Spain, dinner is different than the US. It is very different. So over there we have dinner like at 6, or 7 latest, right? Kind of.
5, yeah.
So in Spain, they have dinner at 9 p.m. And 9 p.m. is when we have dinner. So usually it's like a scrambled egg, or how do you say croquetas?
Yeah, croquettes. Yeah, croquettes.
Yeah, or empanadas. Oh, what do they call it?
Or they call it here a tortilla de patata, which is like a potato omelet. We have a very thick potato omelet.
And salad. So for our dinner is a lot more lighter. because we eat later. So it's like it's less food because we're about to go to sleep. But yeah, it's less food because it's not as heavy as in America. And then our lunch is heavier because we have our first plate and then our second plate and then our dessert. So yeah, so I guess our lunches, here the lunches is like the dinners over there. Does that make sense, Eliza? Yeah, so it's kind of like switched. It's very fun.
PJ, go ahead.
Do you have snacks during the day or just breakfast, lunch, then dinner?
We do. We have 2 moments here that we have snack time, which is at 12 o'clock in the day, and then at 6 o'clock in the afternoon and the evening. And it usually consists of like a croissant with a tea or like a cookie or like anything that we find in the pantry.
Coffee, cookies.
Usually, so in the morning, because we have it at 12 because we don't have lunch until 2 in the afternoon. So we just had breakfast like at 7 in the morning. So we usually have a break later around 11. That's coffee to wake up. And then in the afternoon is when we have like a croissant. Here they have, instead of like Nesquik chocolate, sometimes we even, like there's like a thick chocolate that's delicious that you have to take over to San Francisco, Sister Monica, because they have to try it.
Maybe on Monday. I will see. I had one.
It's a thick chocolate and it's very delicious. So yeah, it depends.
This hyper class doesn't need chocolate.
They don't need more chocolate.
They need more sweets. Okay.
We will see on Monday. Maybe we can celebrate something on Monday. Okay, more questions? Come on.
Another question. Oh, sorry, is there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you allowed to go out and eat or eat what you have in the convent? Yeah, sometimes, I wouldn't say go out and eat. Sometimes we're having a stroll in the park and especially I think if it's a special occasion, we save going out to eat for like special occasions because I think we cherish a lot the moment of eating with our community. So to go out and eat and just like, forget them. I would go out and eat on my own is it's not really like, I don't know, it's because we cherish that moment a lot. So we don't go out and eat, But sometimes, like, let's say we had a really long afternoon and we ate very little. And so we're like, okay, let's buy a coffee here and let's go back home, So sometimes we do like have little things like that. Let's have a quick bite here and like finish working. Like if we're out in town and like we're hungry, then yeah. And we like didn't bring like a stash of cookies or we didn't bring water. So we have to buy something. So yeah. But we save those moments on like special occasions. Yeah.
Okay, more questions? No more questions? Amelia, do you have any questions? Are you curious on something? Amelia is a new student.
You can make one up.
No? You don't feel curiosity in something, or maybe things that you don't want to ask me and you want to ask them? Or things that you want to ask Hannah, remember? And Samantha? No more questions?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No more?
Maybe.
Wait,
Yeah,
Aiden
has another question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Hannah, what do you want to ask? I would like to see your face. Because I am not talking with the wall.
When you become a sister, are you a sister forever? And if so,
will you do the same thing every day?
That's a good question.
Very good question, Hannah. Go ahead.
Are you a sister forever?
Yeah, once you become a sister. The question is, once you're a sister, do you become a sister forever, and do you do the same thing every day? I think that was a question, no?
Yeah.
Well, when you do the first profession, which is like after 3 years, in your heart, you become a sister forever, no? But after that first profession, the next 5 years?
No.
Don't
count with a finger.
So these two are the ones. So Susana did this year, and you did this year. I'm doing this year. 3 years after this year. 7 or 8. Sorry.
You do the perpetual vows. So from there, you're a sister forever, 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 with the sign of the alliance, the ring.
She's Sister Monica.
She's a sister forever.
We are not. We don't even have the habits, nor the ring, nor her cool medalla. So that's the, yep. After, so like the next year, when we become sisters with our first vows, we would have the same one as Sister Monica. But right now, we have this one, which just means Mary is accompanying us during this journey. No? So the question was, do we do the same thing every day? So we do not. I think every day has its, even though we go to class, every class is going to be different. Every day is different. Every encounter. Mm-hmm. And since our life, I don't know, it's very, I don't know, life is unexpected. It's not going to be the same thing every day. Because we also have, like, I guess, field trips. We have weekends where we can kind of not do what we want, but we have more free time to kind of change it up. And especially when you live with sisters, they give you the opportunity to change things up, no? Like, it's the same as a family. A family says, like, let's go take a road trip this weekend. Like, well, things change up, you know? So even though we do have like a schedule and we do things like Tuesdays we have to wash, Tuesdays we clean, Tuesdays we study, we change it up. So it's not always doing the same thing over and over again. So yeah.
Okay, see Aiden's hand up. Aiden?
Mm-hmm. So when you said you're a sister forever, can you actually quit?
So yes, you can quit. So let's say I take my vows. Okay, this is okay. They give you. So right now we're the first year is like the year of, I guess, living with them, getting to know them, and then there's 2 years of praying with them, getting to know them more, and then this year on the 4th year is where we take our first vows. So between this year and another three years, which I guess was another 2, between these years, I'm trying to count. I can quit. I can say, like, you know what? I don't like this life. This wasn't for me. I thought it was, but it's not. I can leave and I can do what I want with my life, no? Because my vows throughout those years are only valid for 1 year. So the difference is that once you do your perpetual vows, once you're a sister, like Sister Monica is now a sister, like forever, no? So because she has a ring, she's married, and she made the vow. So they give us a lot of years. So that way, by the time that we're older and we say, okay, no, we want this forever, we have a lot of years to really think about it and really say, like, okay, no, I don't want this, or yes, this is what I want, you know? So once I become a sister, there's still a couple of years where I can say, no, I don't want to be a sister anymore. And it's fine. Like, I can just leave. Like, literally right now, I can leave and go home because if I wanted to, I can just be like, yeah. But I'm not, like, I don't have to, you know, I don't have to be here. But I choose to be here and I love being here. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
More questions? More questions? No more questions? No more questions? One? Questions? At two? No more questions. At three.
Oh, wait, one more.
Ah, yes, Arcadia, see? I know. Arcadia is coming ahead. Don't move around because I don't hear you.
Are you guys siblings?
Oh, that's funny. Do we look alike? Glasses. Yeah, she just needs the glasses. Go ahead.
We're sisters in Christ. No, we're not siblings. We're not siblings.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I actually met her back home. And
Did you guys grow up together?
No. I met her back home because we both went to the same church. And since we both went to the same church, it was kind of like, hey, and I knew her sister. Mm-hmm. So it's funny because I went to Poland with her sister and I met her sister first. And then later on, since we're the same age and we're from the same school, we ended up going to the same college together and we met through there too. So yeah, so she was one of the first people who knew that I was going to come to Spain. And then later she wanted to come and I was like, wow, and I was the first person also to know. Yeah, but we're not related, no.
But in our congregation, we have sisters that are blood sisters.
Yes.
That's me.
Oh,
Hannah and Iris. Hannah and Iris are sisters, twin sisters. That's me. In our congregation, we have the possibility to have blood sisters. Yes, Hannah. Do you want to add something? Yes. Okay, go ahead.
When you're a sister and you're like done, like Sister Monica, when you're like finished your sister training, when you're done with that, can you go to teaching, or do you have to take like the teaching session the same time you as a sister?
Wait, I don't know if I understood. ¿Cómo? Wait, can you repeat that question?
Hannah, repeat the question.
Do you become a sister first, or do you become a teacher first?
Okay.
Because Monica is a sister, and I don't know too much, but I know a couple of years ago you weren't the 4th grade teacher. So you have to become a sister before you become a teacher, or are you just teaching somewhere else?
Sometimes, because there's people who are actually teachers first, and then they become sisters. So I think it kind of depends. Since we haven't finished our studies, like we were going to college and then we stopped college and we came here to become sisters first. So we're doing our teacher study, we're doing our sister study, I guess you could say, first, and then I guess next year I would start my studies up again to become a teacher. So yeah, first it depends when you will come in. But you could become first a teacher and then become a sister. It also works backwards, yeah.
Thank you, Hannah. More questions? No more questions?
Can you transfer or move to a different convent? That's it. I think, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you can, but it depends on our mother general or our mother, how to say it, provincial. Provincial.
The sisters that over you.
Yeah, the sisters that look over the whole congregation, and then a congregation in a country. I guess given there's a moment where they kind of look into what sisters we need where, and in that they discern, they pray about it, and they send a sister where they need her. So it could be here in Spain, within Spain, or it could be like outside of the country, like what happened with one of our sisters, Sister Shanita, who's from India, and she was sent to to California with the sisters in Madeira. So it depends.
Yeah.
But we are able to transfer.
Yeah. Again. It depends on where they need you. Let's say they need a math teacher or they need a first grade teacher somewhere. So it just kind of depends because we're in California. We're also in Spain. We're in parts in Africa. We're in Asia. We're in
Mexico, Brazil.
So they can transfer us wherever, but it also depends on what they need. So yeah.
Okay, Aiden.
So do you know what you said, like the leader, or I don't know, like the leader? What happens if the leader dies or something?
Okay, you want to explain this? Okay, so if the leader dies, there's a vice leader. So where they're called a general, it's very military based, but they're called a mother general. I guess it's at the very top, and she has a vice. And she has 4 people who, I guess, give her advice, you would say, in the congregation. So in those 4 people, there's one person who's a vice. I guess you could say like a vice president. So if the vice president if the president dies, the vice president comes and he's president, no? So yeah, we have a vice. We have a vice.
What happens if the vice president dies?
Then there's always somebody who tops it, no? And then we would have substitute. Yeah, there's always a substitute, and that's funny. And we do have elections. We have voting, and there's a whole process for one to be elected, So
for one to become a mother general.
Yes. We have 2 questions now.
Arcadius?
Have you guys ever been to San Francisco?
Yes, go ahead.
No, I've only been there a couple of times.
I've been to your school. They gave us a tour a long time ago. Yeah, it was like 3 years ago.
When?
It was 3 years ago, or maybe even 4, because I've been. Oh no, wait! It was way more. It was like 8 years ago. I'm sorry. It was a long time.
You came to San Francisco before you went to Spain.
Yes. Oh, that's true. That's true. But I wasn't in the school. I wasn't in the school that time. I was like, it was during vacation. I'm usually there during vacations, or I see you guys play in the playground. So,
and if you pray,
will you ever come back?
If you pray, maybe you have to pray. Maybe the miracle what happened with Jesus when you say, okay, I'm thinking in a miracle, and maybe we can see them here. That's me. Start praying. PJ.
You said you came 8 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have been 1. And then for the president thing, is there a mayor?
Okay. Okay, so I guess the mayor would be of each city, no? Because each city has mayor. So yes, there is a mayor. So let's.
Okay.
But that would be the superior of each house. So let's say the mother general is at the top, and then there's other mayors that would be in each convent. So there's a mayor in the community that is in Sister Monica's house. There is a mayor that's here in my community. So there's different mayors, but they're all spread around the country. So it's not one big country. It's
in the city.
It's not one big city. It's all spread around the world. So yes, there's mayors, but they're spread out, not in one place, but they're all different. So yeah.
Serena, I see your hand, and I would like to see your face.
When you go on vacation, do you live in hotels or the convents in the city you're going to?
Go ahead.
Well, it depends where we go, because depending on where we go, we usually have a house, a convent there. So like, for example, when we went to Santiago, we have a residence there, a college residence. So we were able to stay there and with the sisters and spend time with them. But on like field trip occasions, like we've stayed at not hotels, but what are they called?
Inns. Holiday inns.
Yeah, like an inn, or like a motel type of place. But yeah, we definitely we stay in either or, depending on where we go.
We really try to stay with or go to the sisters, because these are the opportunities where, like, since we don't really see each other, we try and go see them. So it's like, let's have a vacation close to other sisters so we can see other sisters, because it's like a really big family, you know. And so it's like trying to go on a vacation close to where your cousins live, you know. It's like kind of the same sensation. So yeah.
More questions? No more questions? At once? At twos? At threes? Okay, no more questions. Well, I said that maybe, like Jesus, we have a miracle. Who knows if one day we see Susana and Jessica and Susana here in San Francisco in person, and maybe you can ask them more questions. That's mean, from now, you can write down what you are curious and maybe you want to know, or maybe you think that, who knows, in the future you want to become a sister. Remember what Sister Monica says, although I am not Catholic, maybe my life can change. Or if I am Catholic, maybe I'm thinking about that. They are spending their time with us because you heard they are studying. Okay, they have to be prepared for becoming a sister and also to become a teacher. They have to study and they spend their time with us. Now, supposed to, they have online classes. And they are so lucky that somebody is helping them with the classes. That's mean they are so lucky. I would like to see I would like to hear something that you learn from them. Something that you learn from them. Okay? A word, a feeling, an adjective. Something that you learn about their experience, the experience of Jessica and Susana. If you had to say something, you will say, Arcadias? Everybody unmute, please. You will I say, Arcadias? Everybody thinking? Brains working, please.
Okay. What?
Huh? Arcadias? He's freezing. Frozen. Aiden?
What? Wait, what did you say?
Okay, you have to say now about their lives, the life of Susana and Jessica. You will say the life is
A lot of work to be a sister.
Aiden?
I got a sister.
Lawrence?
Life of a sister?
Excuse me?
Listening? PJ, what do you want to say?
I'm great at it. Thanks.
Serena? What? I read your list. Ali? If you had to say something about their lives, the life of Jessica and Susana, you will say
about me.
What, Elizabeth?
The life of a sister.
I learned that being a sister, it takes hard work.
Okay. Okay. Serena?
I never knew it had to take so much time to become a sister.
Okay. Olivia, Ramona, Asena? Okay, I think that we are going to finish. Okay, we are going to say thank you to Jessica and Susana and also Pilar, that is another one that belongs to the group.
Thank you.
Maybe, who knows, if we see here in San Francisco, Jessica and Susana or Jessica here with us. Who knows? That's me. You have to pray from today. Now, you are going to see how it's going to be their lives in the process of becoming a sister. Okay, we are going to say thank you. Thank you for your dedication, Jessica, Susana. Thank you.
Thank you.
Be with us.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
and we will see. If we will see, we are going to meet together another time, living together.
San Francisco is beautiful. I hope so.
Okay, we are going to say thank you. 4th graders, we are going to have now the break. We connect at 10:30. Ready after with your spelling test. Jessica, Susana, ready for your classes. Yes, on Friday we have our practice test. But today was different. And who knows, on Monday we have a surprise and maybe we have chocolate like Jessica said. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, thank you. Jessica, Susana, we will see you another time. Say thank you to Jesus. And we say bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
I
There
can't
it
even
is.
set close.
Okay, 4th graders,
No.
break time until 10:30.